This is Jeff Harris again. This screencast is going to cover how to make changes, updates, and delete life groups. Um, so the first thing we need to do is make sure you're logged into the website. So you'll have this black bar across the top. And then the first thing let's look at is actually where the life groups are on the site. They're under the community section. I'll click there, and then life groups. Now, there's a bunch of different ways to get to them. There's even a direct link on the home page. So we're in the life group section. The formatting of these items here isn't quite right, but it's close. So, and here's a list of all the life groups that are active. And if you click on a particular group, you'll get some more information, including the major cross streets, a map, and a description of the group. So we're going to go over how to change all this stuff. But yeah, there's also the leader and host down here. On the website, the life groups, although it looks like it's one thing here, it's actually three different items. You've got a life group entry, which holds the basic information about the group, and there are separate items for the leader and host. And that's done that way so that the idea is you can quickly set up a life group. A lot of the same people lead and host life groups from semester to semester. So let's take a look at the edit page here. So basically, to make a change to a life group, let's go back to the life groups page. We'd select a life group and then click the edit button to make changes. You can see what I'm talking about. From this page, you actually cannot change details about the leaders or hosts. You can just select which ones is selected. So if you need to have somebody that's not on this list, wait till we get to the section about adding a new life group, and we'll cover how to add a leader or add a host. So each life group is going to have a description. Ideally, you probably want that to be about probably about 20 words long, 20 to 30 words. A lot of times, the flyers for the life groups will have like a short paragraph describing what this group is specifically focused on, or if you're using a specific curriculum, you can talk a little bit about that here. So you type that in there. This section here is basically it's an either or here. A lot of the life groups are open to anybody to join at any point in time. In that case, you'd use the second option here. For some of the life groups, like the cleansing streams and some of the life groups that use specific curriculums, people aren't really allowed to kind of join after the groups start. So you'd select there to choose which of these text choices are going to be displayed to the person. You can ignore the topic here. You can feel free to add something in if you want, but that's not necessary. And then here you get a choice to choose if you've got if there's going to be childcare provided. This next section is pretty important for scheduling information. You'd want to enter the date and time the begin date that the group starts, and an end date. These are the dates that this group is going to be displayed on the Tempe Vineyard website. I think it may actually display a week or two before the actual begin date, but it gets removed from the website after the end date. So they don't have to be exact, because you can come in here and make changes. You can see this one isn't exactly precise, but it's going to display this group through the end of the year. The day of the week and meeting time are very important, because those get displayed on the summary lists of life groups. So this one's at Tuesday at 7 p.m. Teaser, you can leave this one blank. Here, this is more information. This is registration required section. This is similar to the question above, where we select basically whether or not you need to sign up for this life group. This one is for just a standard open life group. Down here, this is for any specific curriculum the group is using. If it's not, I mean, basically this was set up for life groups that have a curriculum with a cost associated with them. If it's like this, it just has the Bible in there. If it's a group that's just using the Bible or a handout or something, if there's no cost for that, then you can leave that blank. But if they are using curriculum, we'd set this to say yes. We'll do that just for now. We'll say the cost is $10. Feel free to upload a picture of the curriculum. You can do a Google image search to download, download a picture to upload in there if you'd like. This log message you can also leave blank. And when you're making changes, you'll generally leave the URL for the site and all the rest of this stuff kind of as is. So basically all we've done here is added curriculum, we said the Bible, and we haven't put a picture on here. So when we hit submit, we'll see that the group has changed. It now says that there's a curriculum fee of $10. So that's the basics of how to edit the group itself. Probably the best way to show some of the other details is going through and actually adding a life group, which we'll do next. To add basically anything you want to add a new thing to the site, you come up here to Content Management, then go to Content, and then you'll see you've got these options to add all kinds of things. Audio is for podcasts. Some of these aren't used. This book page and event and stuff are not used. But in this case, we want to add a life group. So basically we start with a blank